My name is Brian Billingsley. I'm the Community and Economic Development Director for the city. Community Development Department provides planning and zoning services to the community. They also provide building permits and building inspection services, and some economic development programs that run through this office. On the planning side, our core services are obviously administrating and enforcing our zoning ordinance, which also includes the planning commission that we have meetings we hold every month, where public hearings are held. So there's a lot of staff preparation involved in getting ready for these meetings in terms of public hearing notices that need to go out, staff reports that are written, research that's done, communications with the general public. So that's probably the main core service on the planning side of things. We also do subdivision planning as well, and some general planning as well throughout the community. The non-core services on the planning side would be programs like our developer training program that we just implemented this year, public outreach programs like the Home and Garden Show that we go to every year, pamphlets that we provide to the general public, and things of that nature. But most of our core services probably take up more than 90% of our time, so there's not a lot of room for cuts in the planning side. In terms of we can cut non-core services, but we really can't make any cuts to our core services. We're barely staffed to provide those services to the public. On the inspection side of things, our core services obviously are reviewing building permit plans and conducting inspections of all projects before a certificate of occupancy is issued. So there's a lot of work that's done by our inspection staff to review plans in the beginning, make sure that they're accurate and correct, and then inspect the work that's being done throughout the process. So again, most of their time is spent on core services. They don't have a lot of non-core services that they provide as well. We have a very small code enforcement staff right now. We're budgeted for 1.5 positions. We have a full-time code enforcement officer and a part-time officer that works year-round now. That was a recent addition to our budget for this year. That position in previous years was a summertime position only, so we got some extra funding to help run it year-round, but on a part-time basis. So that position this year has been working on going through the mobile home parks and trying to get them cleaned up, so that they've been more proactive. In the past, our code enforcement has been reactive to complaints from the community. So with this extra funding that we received this year, we're able to be more proactive with code enforcement. The customer satisfaction survey showed that the community was largely unsatisfied with the response times that we had with code enforcement. And no fault of my staff, they're very small. You have one full-time staff person and a summertime helper covering 48,000 people in this community. It's very, very limited in the kind of services that we can provide. They do a great job of what they do. We just need more staff. That's really what we need. On the inspection side, we did receive a new position this year for a commercial plan reviewer, and that we hired that person around the first of the year, and they've done a great job in increasing our response times. Right now, I think we're about 17 or 18 days is our average response time on a commercial plan review. Where last year that number was up around 40 business days. So yeah, we've really cut back on that number. We're providing quicker service, and our customers are certainly appreciative of the fact that the council approved that position for this year.
Beautiful. And that leads into marginal gains there as well. I mean, that's a process improvement.
Absolutely, definitely, because we had our supervisors were actually doing that work, and they weren't spending enough time supervising the staff like they should be doing. They were doing the hourly work that an hourly employee should have been doing. The services I provide mostly are economic development in nature. I'm the administrator of the Renaissance Zone program for the city, the facade improvement program. I do retail development work as well. Also manage the TIF districts that we have. So we've seen a lot of activity in our downtown in recent years, thanks to the facade improvement program and the Renaissance Zone. We've done 12 facade improvement cases so far in the 4 years that we've had this program available. Right now, I've got 1 application that's pending. I got 5 more that people are working on right now. I'm expecting to receive them sometime this summer or in the fall. Okay. So we're going to be very busy with more facade work in our downtown, which is great. Mm-hmm. We've already covered 10% of the buildings in our downtown with the facade improvement program in just 4 years. Mm-hmm. I think there's at least 20% of the buildings downtown that don't need this program. They're in good shape right now. They don't need the help. So we're about 1/3 of our buildings downtown are looking in pretty good shape, and I'm hoping to see more marginal gains with our downtown in the near future in terms of improving the economic vitality and the appearance of our downtown. Yeah, the Economic Development Committee has made a recommendation to try to expand the facade improvement program to other areas of the town. I think it's a good recommendation. They also made a recommendation to put a sunset date for the facade improvement program in our downtown as well. And I support both recommendations. I do believe that the downtown facade improvement program probably needs at least 5 more years before it shows any real progress, maybe up to 10 more years. But I think it's a good idea to expand the facade improvement program to other neighborhoods in our city. The East Burdick corridor can use the help. 4th Avenue Northwest can certainly use some rehab. Valley Street can certainly use some help as well. There are other corridors in our community that can certainly use that help. And I do support expanding the program to those neighborhoods. I would just hate to abandon the facade improvement program in our downtown right now because it's making an impact and there's still more work that needs to be done. So I think that we need to keep it in our downtown for at least 5 more years, maybe up to 10 more years, and then we can spread it out to other neighborhoods throughout the community. We don't want to see blighted conditions in our neighborhoods. Blight usually leads to crime. It leads to other problems that are very difficult to fix. And I think if we can stay on top of these neighborhoods and prevent them from becoming blighted, I think it's going to benefit everybody in our community. In terms of marginal gains, if we want to go a little deeper than marginal gains, our building official, Luke Tillema, is recommending that we trim a position out of next year's budget. We have a very good employee here that's going to be retiring in January, and he feels with some of the marginal gains that he's developed in his department over the past year or so that he doesn't need to replace this position. And so we're going to have a budget savings right there that we can hopefully help maybe buy some better vehicles for the inspections department. Because if it's just about all the vehicles that they have are hand-me-downs from the police department, public works, other departments, and they're old, they're decrepit, they have a high maintenance cost to us. So we're hoping to use some of that savings to be able to buy newer vehicles, which would help, with maintenance costs, better gas mileage. So in the long run, I think it would help us tremendously by having better vehicles in our fleets, and it would cost less for us in the long run. The negative 3% option on planning, we lose our code enforcement, part-time code enforcement altogether. We don't even have summertime help. Okay, so negative 3%, we lose our part-time code enforcement officer in 2026. And in 27 and 28, we are making drastic cuts, and we are barely keeping our head above water by the end of 28. Okay, a flat budget, we're doing okay. We have to make some cuts in 26 and 27. By 28, our year-round part-time code enforcement officer goes back to summertime only.
Okay.
Plus 3%, we're okay. We can survive on the plus 3% pretty well. We'll have to make some minor cuts throughout each year, but largely we can maintain all of our core services and even some of our non-core services. Okay. And on the inspection side, there are some cuts that have to be made, obviously, in the negative 3%. I know we're losing a position for next year there, but there also are some part-time scanning techs that are trying to scan all the old files. We may have to possibly lose a position there. After a couple of years of the negative 3%, we're going to have to lose an inspector. And it's going to make it very difficult for Luke and his staff to conduct same day or following day inspections. We may have to roll back, maybe to 2-day to 3-day inspections at that point because, Luke and his supervisor, they'll be out doing the inspections rather than the work they're supposed to be doing. So it's going to make it very difficult. The negative 3% is going to hurt both of our departments very badly, both in planning and inspections, both.
And they'd be public service
yes.
Items that you would
right.
notice.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, we would be falling behind on code enforcement responses. We'd be falling behind on inspection services. Yeah. And so timing is everything in our department. We have a short construction season, as you know, up here in North Dakota. So our customers expect quick service, and if we can't provide the quick service, they're not going to be happy. And I stress that we can't go the -3% route. That's going to hurt our response times.